nothing to lose because you don't. And when you realize that, that's when you make the decision that you're going to play your best. Because if you don't have it tomorrow. You don't get another 48 minutes. That's what we're here for. The pride, the tradition, the family. Yeah, about the guys in this room. Nothing else. 48 minutes for everybody who's here. Do you understand me?
Yes, Coach.
Do you understand me?
Yes, Coach.
Welcome back to P2P with DDP and Boomer and DDP. Excuse me. Look at that. I was distracted by that glorious looking hat that my man has got with the leather patch. CFB Nation. This show is brought to you by. That is the network, the T2T network that we are on. Boomer, how we doing?
What's good, my guy? Man, I'm super excited about this show. You know, Notre Dame. You want to talk about one of the most storied programs in college football history? It's Notre Dame. I mean, they've got everything from a movie to, speeches to, it's, you got to love Notre Dame.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's some questions that we're going to get to with Notre Dame, and because recently some things have popped up. But we do weekly headlines. There's only one big headline for me that I want to ask you about. That's out in Boulder, Colorado. My guy, prime time, head coach Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes, has had a lot of people jump ship lately. 51 transfers. I mean, we knew this was going to happen. I saw a quote coming from Prime, supposedly, that, he said, you're 6'5", 300-pound, guy, and you're going to be in the portal, and schools are going to be pouncing on you. It's going to be quick. He goes, and I wish your future well. It just won't be here in Boulder, Colorado. Love it.
I mean, the thing is, when you have that much star power, let's be real, there's no program in the world that can do what they're about to do.
No.
Lose 51 players in the transfer portal and are going to be better than they were last year.
I want to see the swing. I want to see what the swing is with Vegas, because it was, 4.5?
Yeah.
I got to think that people are panicking at this moment, right?
Well, here's the thing. It could drop, right? Because that's a lot to teach somebody in a short period of time, because spring ball's over. You got summer workouts, which is just workouts. Voluntary workouts aren't until the fall.
Right.
So late summer. And to get, guys acclimated, and you understand, players are players, but to get guys gelling, I mean, we watched Oklahoma lose, 40 players last year, and to go 6-7 was a surprise for me. I was really hoping for, a winning record, obviously. So to see that type of turnaround, 51 players, but the portal's going to be crazy. It's been crazy. It's crazy to me. I know I've said crazy like 6 times. I'm mind blown by how many players have transferred, because we were talking about A&M having 24 transfer. 51,
bro. It's free agency, and they get
it legit free agency.
And they get it twice a year, which is insane. So, they're gonna bring guys in, and obviously the elephant in the room is the time, and how they, like you said, are they gonna have time to get acclimated to the system? Reps, and especially if they're young guys, because he's been heavy with when in the early portal process, it was recruits, he got the big names, and it was young guys in the portal, freshmen and sophomores that he got to commit. He didn't get any of these experienced guys, but he got experienced guy today from Florida State on the edge, right off the rip. Homeboy's over.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, so that's gonna help anchor the line. I'm kind of confused at the wide receiver room. Why did Montana? Why did he go? Bro, he just balled out for 11 and 180.
150 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns or something like that. I mean, talk about a highlight reel to, hey, if you weren't allowed to get tape, all you need to watch the spring game for them. That's all the tape you needed for him.
Shots.
So since they can't give that, they literally put out, you can have all the tape you want prior to 2023 spring. Anything before that, cool. But
do you hate
somebody's got to well, this sucks because I didn't even play I didn't even get to play before. So,
But
and that's the risk of the transfer portal. That in one aspect, you knew it was coming from the first day he stepped on campus. You should have left then. Josh McCown's boy left. You know what I mean? He ain't dumb.
he said it. He said it to these kids. I don't know if they thought he was just playing. I'm 40 plus years old, bro. I've been watching Prime since he was at Jerry when he had the fake, not the fake, but there was the Jerry curl with the spray in it that he says, touch it. It's not wet. It looks wet, but it's not
So
wet.
glow.
Yeah.
So glow, bro.
I was, and bro, like he ain't ever changed. It's that he's as real as it gets. The way what you see is what you get. There's no sugarcoat and nothing. But I guess they thought he wasn't what he thought he wasn't. He's him. He's that dude. So it'll be interesting. Speaking of the portal, speaking of who we're going to cover in Notre Dame, we're going to hit it real quick before we start breaking down the spring game and everything going on. They brought in Hartman. I think we knew he was the guy. I was a little bit kind of like at awe at how they handled the QB room prior to bringing in Hartman because Drew left after carrying them, right? Drew Pine left, and he did pretty well because Buckner had got hurt. So they were like, all right, we're going to ride with Buckner. I'm sorry, buddy. So homeboy leaves. And then a couple weeks after that.
He was having a great spring.
Yeah.
Like,
and then they brought in
a great spring.
And now, I mean, the spring game was straight. It was obvious to see who the guy is. There was no questions. After I'm going to say about 7 plays, we knew that it was his team. I mean, in the first half alone, Sam Hartman, he had a touchdown passing, he had a touchdown rushing. I mean, he just there really was no competition. 5 for 5, 90 yards. Like Hartman is locked in. It's good to see everything's going well for him. Last year he was coming from what was it that he had?
Well, he had a life-threatening injury.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Clot, right? Was it a blood clot?
Yeah. So. Yeah. When you're talking about possibly not playing football and then transferring from Wake Forest to Notre Dame, I mean, hey, he gave Wake Forest all they had.
Of course, yes.
Props to him. He had this thing in high school. We talked about him possibly being the best quarterback in that group. Mm-hmm. When he, coming out of the quarterback QB1 video from Netflix. I love Sam Hartman. I thought he was a great dude. Notre Dame, though, man, just when we talked about places he could go, we didn't really discuss Notre Dame because Notre Dame doesn't have a problem recruiting,
right?
But they realized they were kind
of he's popping in and out today, huh?
I don't know what's going on with me. It's weird. We got some crazy weather down here, so I apologize about if I'm lagging at all, guys. So, but with him coming in now, Notre Dame's not one of those things that we expect to worry about, guys. But Hartman comes in, he's a dude, bro. Like, this is only going to help his draft stock. He's going to have a major thing. I don't want to compare him to any player, right? But especially in Notre Dame, you can't really say, "Oh, well, this guy," right? But look at what number he's wearing. I've always thought he was a Brady Quinn guy, but he's more athletic.
Brady Quinn was quite,
and I love Brady
athletic.
Quinn, dude. Brady Quinn was a stud. They did 25 reps at 225 at the combine. I mean, it was draft day Brian Drew stuff. Just you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I love Sam Hartman. I think that he's a little mix of like Brady Quinn, but I honestly have him better than Brady Quinn.
I think his Brady Quinn was a great college QB. Like, not great, but like he was a dude that sticks out, right? Notre Dame led them. They were in the hunt.
Really, really solid.
Yeah, like well above average, and he's not just slightly above average. You know what I mean? If for college, obviously the NFL was a totally different ballgame for him. But I think Hartman's better. I think they're going independent, so he probably played better competition in the ACC, right? Like than the independent.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I think he played USC. I mean, Brady Quinn did not have a easy schedule. So
I'm saying he played better competition last year than when he would probably will this year.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's
to a
seasoned.
point. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still ACC, so
Independent.
I mean,
Yeah. You're right. It's right. You're right.
they can still get an ACC championship at Notre Dame. So,
Which is insane to me. I don't understand it. They can't. Someone will have to explain it to me like I'm 5 because they don't play the whole ACC schedule. They play some wild teams half the time.
hey, when you're Notre Dame, you can do that dumb stuff.
So
So
he's the guy, 100% QB1. Homeboy's out. And then the question on the Angry Blue Bird and Reddit starts going, what are they gonna do? Oh no, they have no quarterbacks. They're gonna go and target the portal. They're not targeting the portal. I mean, they got I believe it's Angle as the sophomore QB, and then they got my guy, the freshman, Kenny Minchie, 6'1", 215, right? Like the guy's like cool as a cucumber back then in high school.
I
right?
love Minty, bro.
32 and 9, right? 32 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and it's just in his junior year alone. Like this guy don't really make mistakes. He doesn't get flustered in the pocket when pressure comes by. He's kind of like one of them late who just slide to the left, slide to the right. Let that guy go by. Oh, find pinpoint pass. Let him take it to the house. Like they ain't worried. Minchie's that guy, and I think Minchie can be that next big QB for Notre Dame.
I guess my biggest question for you, though, and I love Minchie. I think he's the guy. Let's talk about the transfer portal real quick. How in the world did Lorenzo Styles and Caleb Johnson and Prince Collie all leave? I mean, for me, I don't get real quick. I don't get how Caleb Johnson leaves. Dude, he's on my draft board next year.
Yeah, that was a big one. That one kind of blew my mind a little bit.
He's a 4-star recruit. I mean, he ain't nothing small here. Notre Dame doesn't. A little mind blown about Caleb transferring, and I don't know where he's going to go.
I'm not 100% sold on Freeman, the head coach. I think he's doing good things. I question the hire in the beginning. I don't know if he's fit for this. He runs a different style ship in my eyes than Notre Dame normally likes to run. But he was a huge, portal pop. The Styles thing, bro, I'm going to tell you right now. You knew last year, we can go clip the video. When we did Notre Dame, the conference breakdowns, I was in on Styles. I thought he was going to be a dude coming off the Fiesta Bowl. He went off, right? He had a huge game. But I don't know what happened. I need to find out what this recruitment guy is doing, because the talent that they're bringing in the wide receiver room between Tobias Merriweather and now it's Jaden Greathouse. But Jaden Greathouse looked phenomenal in the spring game. And then
Merriweather, I mean, Jaden Thomas, and like you said, Greathouse is balling.
Jaden Thomas,
I love Rico too, though. Like, I mean, Rico Flores Jr., I think is going to be really, really, really solid. Greathouse, like, what a great name. Like, Notre Dame, the Great House. Like,
bro, I mean,
what a great name to be at Notre Dame, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah.
I'm excited.
Bro, 6'1", 213. What did he have? 10 receptions in the spring game?
Yeah. Was it maybe 8? Yeah, might have been 10.
He's a freak out there. He's a physical specimen. He's a big body receiver. Like, he has no problem going and get physical, right? Hit 50-50 balls. Good luck, So those two guys alone, Styles wasn't going to get playing time. And then they had Payne, who showed out as well. So they were going to convert him to DB. And he was like, all right, I'll play DB, whatever. But he's like, nah, I'm out. I'm going to hit the portal. So I understand Styles leaving. Johnson, I don't understand. And then Prince Collie, like, I thought Prince Collie was going to have a good year at the linebacker position and eat, but I guess he wants to go elsewhere. Could he go out to Boulder? There's a guy that I think could find his way out to Boulder with Coach Prime. So it'll be interesting. We talked about the wide receivers. We talked about the QBs. For me, like Gilbride Payne, right? Like, he had a lot of receptions. He was getting the ball in the backfield. But they got guys in front of him. He's only a freshman. He was a redshirt last year. Sophomore, redshirt, freshman, however you want to talk about it. Audric Christine and Diggs. Those are the guys, right? Those are the main guys. And then you got Jadarian Price, who I like. I just don't know if he can surpass these guys to get carries and eat. What are your thoughts on the running back room, Jared?
Yeah, so obviously,
You like
here am I popping in again. Jeremiah Love, I love Jeremiah Love coming as a freshman. I think they're going to redshirt him, though, to be honest with you. Obviously, you like Payne, I like Payne. I think Price is going to be more of that change of pace, aspect for him. He's a freshman, but they're going to rotate guys. They see that coming. To where both the juniors, Diggs and is it Estime?
Esteen, yeah, Austin, Audric Esteen.
Okay. So yeah, I think those guys are, they're the juniors. If both of them play well this year, they're both gone.
Yeah.
But I think only one of them is the guy. It's a deep running back room. I mean, it's 5 deep running back room with one freshman really. So, and I think they're going to have to, give him a red shirt, to be honest with you. It's kind of like where I always like to talk about Oklahoma. Oklahoma's got like 7 running backs right now. So they need, you got to take a little bit from that and realize that you can rotate guys and, and they've done that plenty there with like Williams and all those guys in the past. So they understand. He'll do just fine. But I don't see that as the strength of Notre Dame. But we'll see them step up. I love the wide receiving core right now.
Yeah. Listen, Greathouse.
It's one of the best wide receiver cores they've had in years for me.
I agree 100%. 100%. Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Greathouse reminds me. Miles Boykin. Does that like?
Ooh, I like that. I mean, Boykin a little bit bigger, maybe, but
yeah, like just like the style of play, being a physical guy. Like they haven't really had that in a while in Notre Dame. So I think they're going somewhere with the wide receiver room. But listen, I'm gonna quote my guy Method Man. I came to bring the pain hardcore to the brain. Listen, Payne's the dude. 11 carries, 51 yards in the first half of that spring game. Like, I think Freeman put him on display for a reason. He's putting these
just under 5 yards to carry. You can't grab about that.
Yeah, he's letting this running back room know. I'm putting you on notice, dude. Like, if you guys aren't going to step up, I got a kid that's hungry and he's ready to eat and take your carries. So, like I said, Payne's my guy. You know, we're going to see what happens there. Let's flip it to the defensive side of the ball a little bit. These cornerbacks, these sophomore cornerbacks, seem to be balling out there. Outside of against Hartman, they were eating up on Buckner. Buckner had a very, subpar day. Right? They picked off passes. Benjamin Morrison, it looked good. Jaden Mickey looked good. Morrison had that big tackle for loss.
Is Jack Kaiser Deshaun Kaiser's brother? No, never mind. Not Jack Kaiser's white. My bad.
That doesn't mean anything. But you never know. But no,
that would be a whole different, jump there. I mean, I could be wrong, but who knows?
Who's gonna step up, right? Who steps up and replaces the production on the end from Isaiah Foskey? Is it going to be
honestly
Osavo Mensah, or could Javonte Jean Baptist?
It's Jean Baptist for me. I don't see how you keep him off the field. Like, I just love this kid. I mean,
he's hungry.
He's hungry. He's a dude. I mean, he's not somebody that I expect to sit back and wait. He didn't come there to sit, especially with Isaiah Foskey leaving. And the other kid that transferred to Oklahoma, the defensive lineman, mind blown by that one, by the way.
Out of Oklahoma to Notre Dame?
Yeah, so
opposite.
He transferred from Notre Dame to Oklahoma.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. He transferred like a connection. He transferred out like a connection.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. This is weird.
Hey, 4-star. Jean Baptist 4-star. And if you don't know, he's coming from Buckeye Nation. Like, he knew they got one of the best fronts in the country. So he wasn't really going to play. He's like, I'm out. I want playing time. I'm a dude. I'm a 4-star recruit. Like, get me on
6'4", 255. Like, that. He was a big time recruit, honestly. And I'm flabbergasted that you even get him to come over. But Ohio State, like you said, they're so deep on the offensive or defensive line that you need that move. So I don't see how you keep him off the field. Like, it's just not going to happen. He's going to rotate early during let's figure him out and let him get some playing time with these, crud teams that we're going to play. And then he's going to be a dog in the last 6 games.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
He's a dude. He's just a dude, and I can't wait to see him. Like, I'm excited for him, and I'm excited for MJ Sherman in Nebraska because I think both of those dudes are going to just blow up. One coming from Georgia, one coming from Ohio State.
I'll be honest with you. I like Baptiste more than Foskey.
Whew. I'm gonna have to clip that. We'll revisit this in 6 to 8 months.
I'm planting my flag right now. Overall, I think. I mean, especially when Foskey drops out of the first round.
He hasn't been in the first round for a while now. Let's not make it a hot take. He hasn't been in that buzz for a little bit now. There's been guys that surpassed him ever since the Senior Bowl and the Combine. But keep it on the defensive side. Let's keep it on the defensive side of the ball. And you mentioned him, and this is the key position for Notre Dame, right? The rover. The rover position for Notre Dame is like that star position, that wide back position that are on other teams. You mentioned Kaiser. I guess I'm assuming that's your guy, right? Because for me, I
it's
think
Snead, actually.
What is it?
I love Jalen Snead, bro. Like,
okay, all right. I was gonna say because that's my dude.
I think Kaiser's just that guy that, he's got a veteran's presence about him. He's a good player. He wasn't he great? Like, was he a gray shirt? I'm not positive, but
he could have been. He very well could have been.
Yeah. So I mean, he's from Indiana, so he's that in that area. He's just premier, smile, good-looking kid, but that's, I think, the fact of, hey, you've been here, like, you're kind of like we're going to give you your chance. But I don't see anything like great out of him. Who was the safety that played for Notre Dame that was also the boxer? When somebody in the comments, you're going to have to come pop in for me. It's that dude. He was a dude. I mean,
yeah, he was a dude.
He was a dude. And every time I see somebody that, has a chance to give that look, that's somebody that I can look. But Jalen Snead for me is just really, I mean, he's 6'1",
5 stars, dude. Like
217 pounds. He's a dog, bro. Like,
he's a Terminator. He's a Terminator, bro. He's got that laser beam, and when it turns and he locks in and he gets downhill, good luck.
I mean, he's a South Carolina boy. I was born in South Carolina, so I'm always going to root for, people. And I think he's the real deal. I think he's that type of guy. He's an Isaiah Simmons type of player for me. You can move him everywhere. He going to play nickel, safety, rover, will, Russian. I mean, corner. He is dynamic to me. Yeah. And I don't know how any depth chart really has him as the number 2, because I think it's only because he could play wherever he wants.
I mean, truly feel that way. He's super versatile. He's a dude. He plays so. Like you say, Simmons. He plays so angry. He could probably is like the biggest teddy bear off the field. But when you see him, he just his demeanor and like he's got that stone cold look on him. Like if you don't know who he is, please go out and get knowledge on him because he's going to be a name I feel like you're going to hear a lot about this year.
I think. I mean, we talk about how good like certain players, have been at Notre Dame, especially at the linebacker position. He could be that type of guy. So
yeah,
let's plant the flag. He's going to be
the dude,
that guy.
Yeah, he's gonna because he's so versatile. I don't see him coming off the field. He's gonna be a 3-down guy. He's gonna be. You're gonna see him in, like I said, in the nickel. He's gonna be in the. It's crazy. His versatility is on that team. I don't think is matched. Now in the secondary, before we close out this defense, I'm an Xavier Watts guy, right? 6'1", 191. He was a wide receiver, converted over. So for me, I like him. What are your thoughts? I have a funny feeling that you're going to tell me that you're a Thomas Harper guy.
I mean, Thomas Harper just transferred. He's the Oklahoma State guy. So I mean, I'm always going to get Harper's the dog. I mean, that dude. Personally, I'm glad I don't have to play him this year. Like, I mean, that's as an Oklahoma fan, I think he's that guy. And
I knew it.
his stats don't lie. Harper's the dude. I mean, he just is. But I'm kind of with you in the aspect that I really do like. I mean, the thing is about Thomas Harper, he's going to play two different positions. He's going to play the nickelback and strong safety.
Yes.
But that gives also guys like Clarence Lewis a chance, which, I mean, he needs it. And he's a senior. So
yeah, it's time.
yeah. So Thomas Harper's a grad transfer. I mean, they got all these older. I mean, they're older. They really this was not something we say about Notre Dame. They've got a lot of grad transfer players, that have come over and played. To be honest with you, I really like DJ Brown.
I see. For some reason, I had a feeling you were going to say DJ Brown. I feel sometimes I'm like, maybe he's going to go. When I saw Oklahoma State, I'm like, that was the easy layup. You know what I mean? But in the back of my mind, I thought DJ Brown. I actually like Jaden Mickey more. For some reason, I like the young guys, right? You like the seasoned veterans.
Hey, I'm a floor guy. Like when it comes to even fantasy football, I want a guy that's going to give me, like, I know that I can depend on them. You know what I mean? And when you're an Annapolis, Maryland guy, I'm a Navy guy, right? My guy Brown is from Annapolis, Maryland, so gotta give him some props. St. John's Red Storm guy, so
that's local to me. New York,
yeah,
close to me. So
I used to love St. John, so I'm just here for it. Like, I really hope Brown goes to Notre Dame and just absolutely balls out and shows everybody. You go to Notre Dame to put on a gold helmet to show out, because all eyes are on you every single week. Notre Dame you're either a boom or bust.
You're on TV. Yeah. So
yep.
Yeah, I love it. It's Rudy, right? Everybody knows Notre Dame from Rudy. Before we close this out, Boomer, we do our predictions, right? We talk about what we think. Give me your thoughts on Marcus Freeman, and what's your prediction for a record this year? Are they going bowling?
So first with Marcus Freeman, I think it was a huge step forward in Notre Dame's life to bring in a coach with the type of fire that he has. The players loved him. They love to move. However, I just don't think their offense is strong enough to be somebody. And you need to bring in an offensive mind to absolutely ball. Now, you do have Hartman. You did bring a guy that is going to help that aspect. The biggest issue is what their schedule is and who they're playing. They could lose right off the rip to my midshipman. So I love Nate. And here's why, right? New clock rule is phenomenal for
the Nate. Oh, 100%.
Because they can run the ball and never worry about the clock.
This is
the clock don't stop.
No, this is in the alley. This is a layup for them.
So watch out. I mean, and that's not what Notre Dame wants to hear, right? And I get that. But I think that's going to be a toss-up game. However, Navy's not ready. I'm going to give Notre Dame the win there.
I was about to blow the whistle on you.
Tennessee State, they got the win. NC State, you already know I do love their quarterback.
MJ, baby. Although he's not the leading candidate again. He's not the leading dude right now, which is wild. But
I just don't get that.
It's smoke. It's smoke.
It's smoke. I'm going to give Notre Dame the win on this one. Okay, so we're 3-in. You're 3-0. Central Michigan, I think you're 4-0. Then we come to the dogs, right? Ohio State. I'm sorry, I can't give it to you. 4-1. Duke. Listen,
Riley Leonard, bro.
Riley Leonard is a dog. He's our guy. Riley Leonard is going to, you know what? As a Notre Dame guys, I love you guys, but I would not bet against Riley Leonard in this game, especially at Duke.
At home,
so
Yeah, they're gonna.
I'm going to give you your 4-2. I just don't see Duke losing that game. The offense is, but it's going to be a fun one. Hartman and Leonard are going to ball. I think it's going to be a fun one. The
Mark that
over-under
on the
net
calendar.
could be fun. So Louisville win.
Yeah.
SC about to give. Sorry, bro. Like USC going to stop Notre Dame.
50. Put up 50.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Love you guys. That's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh win. All right. So
Yeah,
what? We're 6-3 right now, right?
Hold on. I'm gonna make some cockeyed odd statement here, right?
I think they get to 8 wins.
I don't know if the Pittsburgh game's a lock. And you want to know why? Because my guy, well, he's not my guy anymore. He was my guy, and he stunk it up for me last year. Young Philly Jerkovich is out in Pittsburgh now. He's home.
Yeah, but they lost so much. Banaconda's gone.
I get that,
gone.
but he knows them because he's played them for 2 years now. So I think that one's going to be a lot closer than you think. I think that one gets 50-50 for me. I'm not saying it's a lock like the first 4 games.
The Duke game's going to be closer. Pittsburgh I don't trust it. Like
the Duke game is going to be must see TV.
Clemson and Notre Dame
it's
an L. Wake Forest, it's a win. That's a Sam Hartman revenge game, bro.
Yeah, he ain't losing.
He ain't losing to Wake Forest, I promise you. So
lost Brady Allen, right? He was supposed to be the guy to replace him. He's back in the portal. Like, come on.
I mean, I think they win 3 of the last 5. Personally, 4 of the last 6. So yeah, I have them at 8 wins. And I think that's a really solid year considering. And if they can creep by, and get to 9, imagine if they come out of nowhere and beat everybody but Ohio State, because it could happen. But because one thing that they did that Clemson didn't do is get a portal guy. So there's that.
Oh, man. You're a savage. Hey, on that note, I'm closing the show out on that note. I'm going to go with 7. You say 8. Boomer, take us away.
Hey, until next week, let's go.